We are designed to be like God. We are designed to be a part of the kingdom of God. We walk and we believe and we testify, but yet we are not dead. We appear to be dead, but we're still alive, Brother Ed. If you poke hard enough, if you push hard enough, if you say the wrong thing to the believer, you will find out that they are not dead. I have a question for you today. What will it take? How hard do I have to push to see if you're really dead? Question, are you dead yet? I'm not talking about a physical death, as you have already seen. I'm talking about, are you in a position of righteousness that no matter what comes against your life, ugly won't come out of you? Amen. You know what's interesting about Peter? As we read the scriptures throughout, there's really no evidence that he was a curser until that pressure was applied. Y'all didn't hear me.
Come on, Pastor.
The reason sometimes, Brother Troy, I get real hot. The reason God allows the pressure in your life. The reason, Pastor Patricia, sometimes God just begin to press on you. I saw this in a vision, but the reason is not to kill you. Amen. The reason, Pastor Rod, is not even to embarrass you. But you know, sometimes when you squeeze an orange, you can't really get it all out unless you put it under great pressure. You're trying to get it all out. The problem with some of us, we only got a drip in us. There's only a drip in us. And God has to let the pressure keep pressing on you and pressing on you and pressing on you, because there's only one drip in you. But the pressure will begin to mount and continue to apply the pressure. Only God can apply this kind of pressure. But if you come from under the pressure too early, all that's in you will not be out of you. You must learn how to endure the pressure. The pressure didn't come to kill you. The pressure came to clean you out. And that he's trying to get out of us, Pastor Ross. Nobody else knows. Nobody else knows. Nobody never seen it in you. God never revealed it to anyone else. So he's applying pressure to you. He's squeezing you. You know what's in you. Some of us need to say, squeeze, Lord, squeeze. Squeeze me, oh God. Get all of it out of me, Lord. Squeeze. Squeeze the people on God. Squeeze them, God. Squeeze them, God. Squeeze, God. Squeeze. He's squeezing. He's squeezing some of us. He wants to squeeze all of us. He wants to squeeze all of us. He desires to squeeze us all. Your greatest ministry is on the other side of the squeeze. God will use you more on the other side of the squeeze. You have to get in a position of squeezing. Squeeze me, oh God. You have to get in prayer. Call on God. And say, squeeze, oh God. We must allow God to squeeze us in private before the enemy put too much pressure on us in public. Lord help me. You got to get in your secret place. You got to let God squeeze you before you get in a public place. And God let it embarrass you. You have to get in a squeezing place, man of God. You got to get somewhere where God can squeeze you. Whatever you're wrestling with, you got to let God squeeze you. I don't know what it is, but you have to decide, people of God, my brethren, that I'm going to let God squeeze me. Before he allows the public to see me. Thank God Peter got it squeezing when none of the other disciples was around. Can you imagine John hearing Peter cuss and deny Christ? Could you imagine what would have happened in the upper room? Pastor Rod, if you saw me being squeezed publicly and we're sitting in the upper room together, the thoughts you have towards me, the mindset you have towards me, the confidence that you have in me will be diminished. God is trying to squeeze us in our private places. Hear me, church. Hear me, brothers. God wants to squeeze you right where you're at. For only him and you will see what comes out. God is calling us to a squeezing place. The question that I have for us is, will we allow God to squeeze? Or will God have to put another hand and help us squeeze? Will God have to expose me to you that you would help me squeeze this out of me? But if he does, squeeze me, oh Lord. I just want to be squeezed because the resurrection is coming. There's greater coming if I let him get all the mud out of me. Let me make it plain. All the lying out of me. All the cheating out of me. All the fornication out of me. All the backbiting. All backbiting and manipulating and all the adultery, all the secret faults. He want to get all of that out of me. Low self-esteem. He wants to squeeze it all out of you. Pride and every evil work, he's squeezing you. Sometimes we misappropriate the squeeze for the enemy. But it's God squeezing. Anything that God allows, God has purpose in it. The enemy can't attack your finances without permission from God. He can't attack your life, your kids, without permission from God. It's just a squeezing going on. As soon as we submit to the squeezing, God will bring us resurrected power. Jesus told Peter, when thou art converted, go and strengthen your brother. Some of us are waiting on your squeeze. Some of us are suffering because you haven't got squeezed all the way. Some of us are waiting for you to come back, and when thou art converted, he says, Pastor Rob, go and strengthen who? Not the sinner. Go strengthen your brethren. That's why we got to let all the squeezing take place. I'm getting ready to close. How do we die? How do we die? I'm going to close on this. Give me 5 minutes. How do we die? Death has to deal with a man's appetite. It's his appetite that God is dealing with. In order for me to die, Pastor Rod, my appetite has to die. Amen. This is amazing to me. You can go several days without eating and suppress your appetite. But at some point in the future, when you don't take in substance, you will die. So in order for us to die, it's a matter of appetite. What are we consuming? What are you taking in? What are you listening to? What are you watching? What are you saying? Are you sitting around all day watching TV, never picking up the word? It's a matter of appetite. You cannot be a single, lonely woman and watch love stories all day. You're feeding the wrong appetite. You cannot be a saved man and look at naked women all day. You're feeding the wrong appetite. When you get hungry enough, you will eat. We're feeding something every day. The question is, what are we feeding? Are we feeding our spirit? Are we feeding our flesh? At some point in time, if you feed your flesh long enough, single women watching love stories, any John Hancock will begin to get you to eat. Doesn't matter if the one God sent or not. You have developed an appetite for food, and you will eat. In order for us to die, we must starve. We must commit this bad appetite to prison. Not for a little while, but this appetite must be locked away forever. Forever. Amen. Put it in prison and throw away the key. What's interesting, as you stand all over the building, what's interesting about this appetite is your responsibility. It's your responsibility. Now, I thought God was just going to, throw us in our prayer closet, put us in prison, Brother Eddie, and just go to squeeze. He says to me that you can only be squeezed by choice. You have to come to me. You have to put it before me. And then I can squeeze with your permission. And only without permission would God squeeze. It's not by force. It's by choice. And I pray we make the right choice today. Because on the other side of squeezing, Lord help us, there is a breakthrough. There is a miracle on the other side. There is something that you've been seeking God for years on the other side of squeezing. He's just waiting for us to be squeezed. Bow your heads all over the building.